everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. What the heck does that say? Oh. Yeah, hey, you can watch live now. Oh, well, welcome. Hey, I'm John Limcool. We're playing with Unify today, and I've got some interesting plugins to show you all. Let me make sure that you guys are working on chat. Yay, hello, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. We do this every Saturday. I've done it for 5 years or so, I think. It's a pretty interesting thing. We're at legitimate number 424 live streams. That's 424 Saturdays for the most part. That's a lot of time I've spent hanging out with you guys. And I'm not bored of any of you. We're still having a good time, right? So anyway, welcome. I have some fun treats to show you guys today. There's some interesting plugins that are available that, every week, because musicians can't make any money as a musician, you have to make money as a supporter of musicians. That's what I do. I've been doing it since 2009. And a lot of people are just more and more catching on. Like, there's actually people that will buy things that you do to support musicians. And you make more money that way than you do from streaming, unless you're a consistent traveling performer with all the merch and all that kind of stuff. It's really hard to be a musician. So each week there are new plugins, some from new companies that are trying to make a mark in the industry, show you something new. It's awesome. I love it. I love seeing people bring fresh ideas and new approaches and all that kind of stuff. Yes, hello everybody. My gosh, Doug. Hey Doug, good to see you. Paul's here. Hey Paul. Mr. Wave Sequencer himself. He is the software genius behind Unify 2. I started working on Unify 2 in 2020 with Shane Dunn. And a little bit over a year ago, he started pen to paper virtually with a computer working on the software to do an update. And here we are. We've gone from Unify 1, which was a wonderful product that we supported with over 50 libraries, but it had a very different presentation and a vibe to it. The capabilities are improved and improved. There's some really cool things that we can now do that we couldn't do in Unify 1. And it has a beautiful interface that just makes it really fun to work with. I have a new library I'm working on, so I get to show that to you. I wish I had like 5 assistants and graphic designers and we could do all sorts of like presentations to all this stuff, but it's just me. And I've been sampling my tail end off this whole week. And shout out to Taylor, wherever he is. Oh, Paul's dropping something. Yes, there is an update we're going to try to get out. It has to come out before this library comes out because there's a few things I've requested that this will be supported. And then there's this top secret thing that you see Paul mentioning. Kenny, you guys are going to flip out when you see this. It's lips are sealed right now, but it's something really exciting. I can't wait to show you guys. Anyway, the library I am working on is this. This is the artwork I've come up with so far. It's not final. I'm less than 2 weeks out, so it's still a work in progress. I'm building it as we go. But I'm going to show it to you today because I'm at a point where pretty dang cool. What's really fun with Unify for me is I get to, it's like I'm a chef and I can say, I want to take these sounds, I want to take these sounds, and I want some of this. And because it's holiday season and Christmas is coming, I thought this is a great time to get out the old jingle bells. And I have a massive jingle tree. So this is in there. I was Black Friday shopping with my daughter, and we stopped by a World Importer that had all these really cool bells. So these are going to be in the library. Taylor is editing these as we speak right now. I have all sorts of different sized bells. They're really, really cool. On top of this, before I moved out of Portland, Oregon to move to Idaho to be closer to my parents, I've been a buyer of musical instruments off Facebook Marketplace for a long time. And somebody was selling this, and this is from Peru. It is an incredible panpipe. And so I have sampled this for the library. Now, I want to clarify something. I'm not sampling these to try to be precise replicas. That's very boring, and other people have done that. And I'm doing this more in the interest of sound design and making sounds that I want to put into a library. I don't want to spend months sampling 8,000 samples of a pan flute. It's not my thing. You can find somebody else to do that. So I also bought this from someone that had a school student recorder. So I recorded, I can barely play it, but I was playing it well enough to sample it. So sample this. Let's get this all put back over here. I sampled this actually many years ago for Mega Magic Bells and Winds. And it came out really nice. It was just one sample, right? Because that's all we could do in Omnisphere. And it was with a different mic configuration stuff. So I thought, I'll sample that for this. So I have a library in the works called Ice Dreams. And would you like to see it? So check this out. Let's say go like this. And let's say go over here. And here's Ice Dreams. And let me just show you what I can do. This is a combination patch, putting a lot of those things together and some other stuff we haven't even talked about yet. But here's Ice Dreams. Cool. Down here, kind of D50 vibe. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's really special. Here's Morning Snow. Heaven is Calling. For your Christmas carols and stuff, you know. And if you take something like this and you go over to the free Spitfire Symphony Library and you say load into this Unify patch and go over here to, like, say the strings, and let's say we want to get the, let's see, down here's where the full strings are, the ensemble full string spiccato. So now let's add an orchestra to Little Heaven is Calling, and I'm probably going to turn up this is the bell bar, this thing that I showed you right here. When I sampled it both soft and hard. This is the hard samples. Sounds kind of soft. It's hard. Then the soft is right? But the hard cuts through just a little bit more. So combine that with the pads, with the strings, and let's turn everybody down so we can get, because sampled libraries tend to be a little bit softer. So let's go like that. Turn this up a little bit. Getting there. We'll get the right mix. And the strings need to be EQ'd a little bit. So let's go over here. Let's add our trusty little Flex EQ. Let me give you a quick tutorial on Flex EQ, because this is a very, 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 very powerful little EQ that does some cool things. It has a high shelf and a low shelf, as well as 2 parametric peak type EQs. So it's not your standard EQ where it's bass, mid, low, you know, that type of thing. The shelf basically says from a certain frequency up, since it's high, is going to be emphasized. The low shelf is from a certain frequency down is going to be emphasized. And then you have 2 variable EQs for hitting points that you want to emphasize or de-emphasize. So if I use this shelf, if I set this at the top and I set it at max, listen as I bring down the frequency, it's going to start to bring out the rosin of the strings. Hear that? And as I bring this down, it's getting more into the meat of the sample. As I go down farther, I'm going to start getting to the mid, high, and the mid frequencies. Until down here, it's like everything is being emphasized. So I can use this to emphasize like a global. And then I can take the second peak. So I just want to hit the rosin. That's overemphasized, but you bring it down to like 3 or 4 dB. Here's without it. So I'm able to bring up that bite, so when I combine it with all these other sounds, now if I wanted to, because of the way UniFi works, I could go to the bell sound right here, this bell bar, and I'm going to change something. Oh, we get stuck nose, Paul. For some reason, sometimes I don't know what the deal is, but lately I've been getting this. We'll have to look into that, but I have to hit the note reset. Let's go over here to bell bottom, and I want to take the lower velocity of the bell up into like maybe the hundreds so that I can play. And only when I hit hard, I get the bells. Let's say maybe 110 or something like that. So there's ways to interact with all of this. See, I don't know what it is. Sometimes they just want to play all the time. And maybe it's a MIDI thing in my system. I don't know. I don't know if I've changed anything or not like that. But isn't that cool? So let me show you what else is going on with this library, because I am not done. What I played with and what I've shown you in that demo is just a small piece of what you will have to play with in this library. Let's do some pan flute stuff. So I have pan flute. Let's see. Let's go over here to the reset. So we load everything. Here's pan flute slow. So And I might loop these. I haven't looped them yet. But it's just this, there's this delicate fragility to it. The fast is a fast. So if you want to do Peter Gabriel things and or Calliope. There's a stab, which is even faster. And then there's some other stuff that I'm being a little like, you know, doing things that I haven't really heard before. Airy. It's just barely pitch. There's shaky. Isn't that cool? So stuff like this. Timid is another variation on this. Kind of cool. You take something like this and you put it with something synthy or strings, and it really, really comes alive. Like, let's go over here to the pads in the library and say Unify layer, and let's just load it with mellow jaws. And I'll probably have to take jaws up and take it up an octave. And let's open up Unify 2's interface. Actually, here, check this out. Here's a cool shortcut. You can go over here to the little bullet after, because I like to load as a Unify layer first in case I go, oh, no, that's not right. I want to try another patch. Maybe I want that instead. But once I've found what I want, you can go over here and you can say replace with embedded layer 1, which means whatever this Unify layer, whatever is on layer 1 is going to be replaced in this Unify. So then I only have to click to open up the interface once. So I go like this. And now I just have to click this and I'm opening and editing this instead of opening a plugin and then opening the plugins inside the plugin. So here I can say slow attack. And then maybe turn down the breathy stuff, because it's interesting how high frequencies definitely, even though they're not louder, they're there more. So you'll be able to do all sorts of cool things. And I'll show the keyboard so you can see what I'm playing, because I know people like my chords. Right? And then if you want to get even more into sound design, you can filter this. So have it be soft and have it have a nice shaped envelope like this and go down. So these kind of sounds are in the library. Let me show you some other sounds in the library. Let's see, back here on the breast, we have the recorder. I couldn't play it very well, but I still was able to get some interesting, like a... So you got stab, vibrato, which is good for the... kind of thing. There's these stab menus, which is just doing silly things. You might be like, why? What? Okay. They're cool if you put ring mod on them, but also this, if you transpose these up a couple octaves, you get birds. Which is pretty cool for something I'm devising. Well, I'll tell you one of the things coming in the update. Currently, our step sequencer right here, it has the ability to, like, you play a note and it can play whatever you want. I could set this to 16th notes and have it play a pattern of, say, whatever I want, right? So I'm just... right? But this counts, it's waiting for me to play it. And because of what I'm putting into this library, I'm going to be making soundscapes. And I'm going to be making things that I want to be able to start and then play pads to, and this thing can be playing. There's a game out called Arc Raiders that I've been really loving to play. Incredible music. The guys that did the music are just top notch for this really cool synth, ambient, cinematic, just really, 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 really cool stuff. If you go to YouTube and search for Arc Raiders soundtrack, it's very inspiring. And it's a groundbreaking game in so many ways. The way the things that are trying to kill you, besides humans, react. They have a level of intelligence that we haven't seen in a game. The other thing that's groundbreaking is that if somebody runs into your range of hearing and talks in their headphone microphone, you hear them and you can talk to them, no matter where they are in the world. My friend and my web designer buddy, Pete in Australia, we get together and play. And he'll be over here and I hear his, it's just crazy in a game to be able to virtually actually talk to other players without first joining as a team, but just to be able to talk in proximity to other players. It's groundbreaking. It's crazy. Somebody shoots you and you can be cussing them out while they come over to, take you out. I mean, it's really cool. So one thing in the music for that game is there's a lot of really cool little ostinato pattern things going on, and then they just playing cool chords and stuff over that. So we're going to have a feature inside of Step Sequencer so that it doesn't listen to your notes that you play. I play different notes on the keyboard and it's transposing. I just want it to play a pattern of whatever, by whatever I program it to do, not based on what notes I play. And then we're going to set it up so that you'll be able to have a switch to turn that on when you hit play on the transport. It starts to play, that starts the step sequencer. So now I can make these really cool soundscapes. I can have little synth parts playing in an ostinato that you can jam with on a, all sorts of things like that are going to come. So that's one of the many features. Now, well, there's a lot of things Paul's working on. So we can't say any more. I wish I could spill all the beans, but I'm not going to. But that's one thing that's coming that is really exciting, because another thing that I did in this library are these special effects. Well, here, let me show you some other cool sounds before I get to these weird sounds. So the bell bar. So Christmassy, right? But cinematic and stuff. There's a soft mallet. And if you just layer this with, say, like the recorder or the pan flute, like the fast pan flute, if you just add this, let's get them both in the same sound space by adding some reverb. Stuff like that. Jingle bells. I showed you. I got this. I got numerous jingle bells. There's also a little tiny toy one over here that I sampled. Lots of fun things you can do with a jingle bell. So I have both the hits, like soft and hard. So here's soft and hard. And then what we can do, because this is Unify, I can right click and say, load just instrument 1 of the soft in, and then I can use the velocity switching. So I can go from soft, that goes to like maybe 95 or so. And then let's see, I'm at 98. So this would be 99. So now I can play soft. So now I can do accents, things that are actually really hard to do with a real jingle bell because it's so big. I mean, to like, takes a lot of work. Now I can do all sorts of stuff like that, as well as crescendos. These are for sound design. Like one sample, I think D. Oh, there it is. D sharp. So the jingle bells are in the key of D sharp. So I have crescendos. I even have panning crescendos where I went around the microphone so that does some cool panning things and stuff like that. So you can put this with things and shape envelopes and stuff. And these things sound really cool transposed. So down here, okay, someone's mentioning the double entries. If you're talking about double entries of patches, that's on purpose. BPM patches, like if you go to all libraries, it's only the time that you'll see some duplicates. Some of the BPM kick and snare patches, I kept them both in the Super Mega Sampler library as well as in the Metronome library. I decided not to put them just in one because there's really two different applications. A lot of people, because of how I've used Unify in the past, they'll call up a pad, right? And then you go Unify layer and you go up to the BPM drums and percussion and you click a couple things and you got something cool to play with. I didn't want to take that ability away. The metronome is there, and a lot of people are getting into using the metronome. You can open up the metronome and you can turn it on, and you can do the same thing. You can say load a patch and then go like this and say load other patches. And there's 600 patches in here, so there's a lot more to choose from. But that's two different ways of using patches. And so I decided when I was doing this voicing that I didn't mind having duplicates of some patches. So it's not a bug, it's on purpose. If you go to, let's see, so the star piano, for example, right? So if we say, let's go up here and say all libraries, and we go BPM drums, star piano. So we're looking at 2,553 patches, right? So if we go BPM drum, get up here to the drum. There's a lot of drums, right? So we get to the star piano, you'll see duplicates of the patches. That's because one, if you hover over here and you look in this little top of the window above it, one says Unify Metronome and the other says Unify Super Mega Sampler. So they are there on purpose for two different ways you can use drums and percussion patches in Unify. It's not a bug. So if you don't want to see duplicates, just choose one of the libraries to be in, and now you don't see duplicates, okay? So it's not a bug. Just to be clear, we've got email on this from time to time, and it's like, I know some people are going to think this is a problem. If you do save the same patch with the same name into the same library, you'll get two, and you can only select one of the two. That is a bug. It's not a bug, it's how it works because it's got two files with the same name, so it doesn't know what to do. It just loads the top one. But it's not a bug because it's two different patches. You click each one, they each load. There's no error. It's not an accidental duplicate or something like that. So it's not okay. Is that they maybe? duplicates in the same library. If you have duplicates in the same library, then you have to do where you right-click and say Show in Finder and find out what the file name is in the Finder, because you can have two files in one library that have different names in the Finder, but inside of Unify they have the same name, and that's the problem. Where what you do is you take one of the two, you right-click on it. Actually, you don't even have to right-click. If you have duplicates and it's giving you an error, go to the one that will load, go to the disks, go save, and then you would give it a different name. Now, if you're using protected patches, then you shouldn't see duplicates. That might just be that you've got Unify looking in a folder that's got two of the same. You can actually have patches inside of folders you don't know you have Unify looking at. If it's in the libraries folder, Unify scans all of them. So there are cases where we've had tech support where we're helping people that have copied the entire library into one of the libraries by accident. So now they see duplicates everything, and it's because they have duplicate files that they don't know about hidden somewhere in some folder. So that's a different issue than the duplicate patch. I want to make sure people understand that there's a designed reason for why we did the duplicate patches, only for BPM and BPM drum and arps, okay? Patches. Probably use two microphones. Yeah, for the recordings, I use these. This is my Rode NT55 pair, and this is my sampling setup for the session. For the most part, I have some my AKGs that I use sometimes for some sounds, but for all these types of sounds, I use the Rode pair of microphones. Yeah, so Taylor will help. If you have any questions with any of this stuff, please email us, unifysupport@pluginguru.com. That's the main reason we're here every week. It's just to be available to you guys so you know that we're here. We love to support our products. We think we have the best support of any company, even though we have just one plugin. We really care about making sure you guys are getting everything you can out of Unify. So we're here for you. Okay, so these crescendos, as I showed you, they're really cool. You can layer them. Put rhythm stuff. I can't wait to play with them and do all sorts of fun things like that. Then there's also, let's see, there's the menu where I have just the soft, and then the hard samples. There's 5 of each right now. There might be more in the final. So now you have each of the 5 samples. You can do your own sequencing of those parts however you want. Now we get into some of the crazy stuff. As you see, there's some special effects. Let's see, is there anything else here in the recorders? Oh, there's like the recorder. This is the octave. You can get octaves when you change the amount of wind that you're blowing. Stuff like that's fun. And then here we get to breaths. This is the breath menu. So those might be fun for, like, again, we can do soundscapes. So I can sequence. And it'll play that with all sorts of other sounds as the background soundscape. And then you play the keyboard and you get something totally different. So that's what these kind of sounds I'm designing, thinking how I'm going to use these. Now, when we get to the breath winds, these are a little experimental. We're being experimental here. These are wind sounds I made with my mouth. So I'm doing all sorts of different types of winds. Right? And to do these really well, the trick is to put the microphone above you so that the wind is blowing not onto the microphones. You're just picking up the sound that your mouth is making without the wind because it's not in the direction of the wind stream. So then you can get all these. Right? And, you know, they're interesting by themselves, but where they get really interesting is when you start combining. Here's 4 of these, and I'm going to pan these into different places. And I don't have anything else on them, so it's just the 4, but, you know, and then you tune it down low, so it's just this like, and it quickly becomes this, a sandstorm, windstorm. So you can do all sorts of really cool wind effects. You put these while you also say, let's go to Guru Sampler 2. Did I make any? Yeah, noise shot. So instead of a noise shot, I could say slow fade in like this and have put noise with this. And this is what they did for all the, like, you know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Abominable Snowman, those really cool classic TV shows. They didn't have samplers. They used their mouth for the winds. They just did a lot of multiple tracks on tape. You can get really cool stuff to happen. So there's those. I have long breaths for, like, let's see, I need to go back here to this normal load. I mean, I'm even letting myself have, it's like, do I get rid of it or not? But it's kind of cool. And again, you put this layered with things. It just becomes really interesting. So I'm being experimental with this library. It's kind of fun to put things in that I haven't done before. I mean, there's so many sounds to make. I mean, but you put this with, like, say, one of the pads, like Heaven Calling. Say, let's load this into Unify as a layer, and it can be cool element layers to add to make new sounds, and that's all I'm about, is making new sounds. So there you go. So anyway, Ice Dreams, it will be out, I'm hoping, before the 20th. I want to, like, maybe a week before Christmas. So we've got a lot of sample editing to do. We've got a lot of patches still to make. We're at 50 patches already, so it's going to be a really nice library when it's done. I'm really excited. So we'll have, this will be out. That means the update for Unify 2, Paul, has to be out by the 20th. So we got a lot of work to do, but it's worthwhile work. It's going to be really interesting and cool. We have a really nice Christmas present to give you guys before Christmas. So that is the new library. Let's look at some of the new plugins that I haven't covered that are cool, that have just come out or been introduced recently. Let's start with Cherry Audio. Our friends at Cherry Audio have released Mercury 8. This is a pretty big deal. This was their, I think, probably biggest release of the year. This is their Jupiter 8 software. It's really, really cool. And all sorts of patches in here, of course. So sounds great. Got that nice thick rolling. Lots of patches, of course, going everywhere. It's got, as you can see, the VCOs, 2 VCOs, a high pass filter, and a so you can get rid of the low if you want. They've got delays and all sorts of stuff down here in the interface right here where you can select the effects. I think I have. No, I don't have any effects on this. It's really interesting. They have delay happening on so many patches. Berlin Calling. Why is it playing like this? Let's see. What am I doing wrong? So lots of sounds of all sorts of variety. Resize the interface a little bit bigger for you so you can see more of what's going on. Let me see something. It's doing effects, but it doesn't show me the effects. Oh, here we go. That's why. I have to go to the effects page. All effects. It's weird. It's not showing me the effects from the list. I don't know. It doesn't say that there's an update for this, so this is the version released. There we go. Now it's showing the effects. So they have reverb, panning, chorusing, all sorts of lovely effects available. There we go. Just being a little temperamental. And I've seen some very nice people doing videos comparing the two and with like the originals. And it's very close. They did a very nice job. All right. And this has aftertouch. So let's turn on our little Hyperion synth. Sitting over here patiently waiting for me to wake him up. So let's see. What does aftertouch give us? Nothing. Huh. Maybe that's somebody's names in the name of the patch. I don't know. But sounds very nice. Again, the filter. Everything's about the filter, man. Oh, this is the upper and the lower side. There we go. So you can layer the two layers. Very cool. So this is now available. There's all sorts of really cool sounds, as you can see. You know what it is? That's what it is. So there's global, there's lower, and there's upper effects. So you have to switch the tab to show what. I was like, I'm hearing effects. I know that they're there. Let's see what's going on here. There's something funny. Let me do this. I'm going to say Unify, go to sync for a second, come back, because I'm not sure what is going on. I'm just getting like notes not doing what I expect them to do. So if that happens, just restart. I hardly ever have to do that, but I don't know if that's going to fix it. Let's find out. So Mercury 8. Let's see, we were in the splits, so let's go splits. Because it is 2 parts, you can have a sequence part. So you can do the dual layer kind of things like that are kind of fun. All right, stuff like that. Sounds really nice. Lead and a bass, so and once again, it's playing and not stopping, so it just doesn't want to stop. Yeah, that's just inside of the synth. There might be a latch or something I don't know about, so. But it's cool, I mean. Oh, I'll stop. That's where we go. How did they do that? Let's see, go back to this patch. Oh, it's the lower. So they have the lower playing. You can turn it off, but they have a latch over here for it. Very cool. And that's the lower, so if you go here to the lower part. Lots of fun. Cool. Okay, so that is the Mercury 8. The website, if you want to check it out, let's see, is right here. Check it out. Fade in out buttons for layers. Yeah, see, I haven't learned. I mean, I play with these for a bit of time so that I know the basic layout of these instruments, but there's a lot going on here. They've added some really cool additional features, and you have to spend some time, read the manual, all that kind of stuff, of course. But it's cool, it can do 2 complete synths at once, as you can see. If I turn it lower, again, I don't know what I'm doing with if that's a latch or not. It's very nice. Okay, so the next thing to show you guys, and it kind of segues nicely into this. This is a new company. They've just got their feet into the water, and it's Savant Audio Labs. And let me give you the link. This is a really interesting plugin. It's the IM90. It's based on a legendary, I think it's based on some of the Eventide stuff that did delay, reverb, and pitch. French multiprocessor, the Savant IM90. Okay, so it's based on. I wasn't in a studio working with the Savant IM90, so I don't know. I know about the SPX90 from Yamaha, right? But it's really, really interesting, and they've done a really good job of just giving you a whole bunch of creative control here. Let's do this. Let me find a sound where we have a bass. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn off the delay and stuff. So we go effects, delay off. And the upper, let's say no reverb, no delay. So I have a nice synth sound and a nice bass. So let's go over here and let's say add the Savant, S-A-V-A-N-T, IM90. And this is the default startup for reverb. You've got defaults for the pitch. It's doing real-time pitch transposing. Right, which is pretty cool. You've got time, which is slowing down the time, which is similar to pitch, which is cool, and then reverb. So you have all of these to play with inside of this. It's the delay, time, reverb are their parameters here. They have some really interesting. Let's go to the instrument mixes. Oh, you know what I have to do? I have to turn off MIDI. I don't know if you know this, but on our plugins, they are listening all the time to MIDI. In the Savant, the MIDI is sending to the pitch shifting. So it can do real-time pitch shifting if you want it to. For cool effects and stuff. I'm going to bypass that by hitting the M button. And now I can go back here to that. Ah, it's still doing. It shouldn't be tracking when I. Oh, let's see. 1 second. Oh, it was. Let's see. I don't remember doing pitch shifting on everything, but maybe it does in the instrument reverb classics. The reverb is very nice. Really good vibe to it. Delay time. Really, really cool. Got to definitely clear. Now make sure you go to the audio levels because by default they power up with the dry 0. Nothing but reverb. So you definitely want to, if you're using this with a synth, find the right balance. It's on this page right here is where you get the wet dry mix. There's all sorts of pitch delays. Which does really cool effects. Right? Cool stuff like this. So it's got a lot of capabilities. It also works really cool on drums. So let's go over here to, let's just say all libraries. All libraries. Let's go Lin. So we get to the retro. Go over here, say Savant. Go over here to the, let's see, we want to go to, I wish it would have had like a rhythm category here. They have a few things in here like the tight lin. Now for this again, when you call up the patches the first time, like I just did over here, the dry is down. So let's get the right blend. And they have time doing some fun things here. Go some other patches. Let me make sure I've muted MIDI so that it's not right. I don't think it's working quite right. I don't think they're used to having a keyboard with MIDI playing it. I didn't have these issues yesterday. There's some really cool things with delays. Now you do have, when you go right here, you also have the on and off buttons, so you can just say, I just want the reverb. Delay. No reverb. And turn on the pitch shift if you want it. You can hear it's doing some cool things there. Let's see, where am I at? Oh, there's a compression page, so we got. Go to the reverb, get to be smaller room. Reverb level. So it's really cool to have. I mean, it's an emulation of a true legit machine that came out, that's been used on countless records, countless artists. If you read their page here, they talk about all the people that have worked with the product, you know, Prince, Brian Eno, Pink Floyd, Tangerine Dream, and many, many others have used the Savant. So I believe they have a free demo you can try out. It's really nice. So check it out. I'm impressed with this. I'm not showing it as well as I wish I was as far as the pitch, doing things that I'm not expecting, and I don't know how to explain it. So, but hopefully you hear the quality of it. It's got a unique vibe to it. You got speech effects, alien spaceships. Okay, so that is there. What else was I going to show you guys? Oh, our friends Rob Papen have released a really cool plugin called Del Grain. This is a really cool granular delay. Let me see, do I have their link up? I didn't get their link up. So Rob Papen, Del Grain. Right here, and he has this at a very nice price of $35. So this has the ability to do some interesting things. Let's go here to the introduction patches. Let's see. And it's doing this by, let's see, can I resize this? Go to here, set to 150% screen size. Next time you open, okay, we have to restart it. So let's go back here and say Del Grain. There we go. Right here, we want to go to loops. So you have a buffer size and transposing here. You can have the left and right be at different amounts. Volume control here. He has this really cool globe that you can have all these parameters that modulate based on, if you have them at 0 in the middle, they don't do anything. If you set to lazy mode, it just dances automatically. And so you can add all these effects that it will change and do cool warpage things and stuff like that to the patches. I'll just show you some. Oh, let's go back to the loops and play some of these guys. So loops. Stuff like this. So it gives you that kind of vibe. You can use it on synth sounds and also to other places. All sorts of fun stuff. all sorts of stuff like that. If we were to use it on a synth sound, let's go to standard library. Oh, super mega sampler. Go like this. Let's put it on a pad. So let's come down here to pads. Let's find a nice normal pad. Let's go over here and say Del Grain. Let's find like for, they have different libraries, right? So we go to the bank and say for instruments. Space grains. Very subtle. They have a demo you can try out, so please do. I'm not showing it off as well. Again, I'm not doing my demos very well today, am I? Overall overflow presets. What the heck? Okay, well, there's nothing there. Introduction. So let's go here really quick and just say on loops, loop followers, vocals, disrupt. I guess you're supposed to put vocals or loops. Maybe not necessarily on pads, huh? I thought you'd have a... Okay, so you can do stuff like that if you want. Okay. Well, anyway, check it out. It's a really cool granular delay. It does make some cool sounds. My demo chops are not happening today for some reason, so... Next up on the list to show you guys is making a little bit of controversy. I'm just going to point out what it is because my job is to let you know what's out here. I'm not going to give you any of my personal takes on it, although you guys can chime in the... Let's get something big like this playing. Dangerous Music has released their first official Dangerous Music plugin, and it's called Dangerous Convert AD+. Acoustica Audio is distributing it and releasing it and so forth. Here is the link. It's $155. I know my library demo was pretty good, but you know, these plugins, I'm not playing the right sounds at the right time with them and so forth. I don't know. But anyway, this is and this made sense in the hardware world. I had some Dangerous Music hardware, and I love the sound of their hardware. What they're doing is they've made a software version that you run your audio through that gives you the ability to use their very unique limiting gain staging and so forth. Here's a nice blurb right here that is the first officially certified plugin developed together with Dangerous Music, Studio DMI, and Acoustic Audio, faithfully remodeling the acclaimed high headroom hardware converter. It reproduces its distinctive sonic signature, dynamic behavior, and unique tone shaping capabilities. So that's what they are selling. And in hardware, when you're going through actual circuitry, it makes sense. They've now modeled that, and you know, this is with it on. They only ship, I think, what, 5 patches? So that's a little weak sauce to me, but here it is with one of their patches. And then I'm gonna hit the bypass to turn it off. Now back on. It lifts it a little. I can hear that there's a bit of an emphasis happening. That kick has a little bit more there in front of it. I mean, I hear it's very subtle, and it's something that like a mixing mastering engineer would really be into using in part of their chain of effects to get the final master. But it's not something you just put on just a single instrument channel or something like that. As you bring down, you can actually have addition. Here's emphasis. And again, without. And with. I mean, with these are $2,000 in-ear monitors, and I hear a subtle increase in like the presence, and it's one of those things that maybe is difficult to obtain. I'm not sure how you would emulate this somewhere else. So maybe in your speakers you can hear the difference and stuff like that. It has great lighting, and you know, they did great on that. You can see over here your different views of. Here's your output. This card. Go over here to the extended so we can. Here's the threshold. Without it. I mean, there's something sonically it is doing. It's one of those, like I said, if you're doing mastering of an album, I can see where there might be a case where you'd want to have this in your chain, but it's not like a global compressor that like shapes the sound and like noticeably significantly changes how it sits in the mix. This is a subtle thing to add, but it's there. So if you want that, if you do mastering, it might be something you want to look at. I believe they have a demo you can try out. Check it out. I could show it on some other examples and stuff like that. Let's see. What else would I show that on right now that's easy? Let's say we put it under the strings in here. So we have, let's go to the BPM strings. Are you guys making any patches? I haven't had time yet to make any Spitfire Discover patches. It might be just is the Unified Library is all it is. So let's add it here. So let's go over here and say dangerous. And give it a second to power up. And because the audio goes away while this thing is thinking. And let's see, resize, and then it takes it a minute to calculate even this part of it. So let's go over here to right here. Let's make this even bigger, because you can make it bigger in size so that you can really see all the lights animating and all the lovely stuff. And let's see if we're in a mastering situation like this. It's called the patches. Your presets. And bypass. Yeah, I hear a little something happen. There's. But it's a subtle thing again. I don't know. But I wanted to show it to you. So there you go. That is there. Finally, a freebie. And Ivar mentioned this at the beginning. Full Bucket, if you guys don't know about Full Bucket, they have an incredible array. If we go over here to fullbucket.de, he has been a very busy guy. If we go over to the Full Bucket website, just go to music. Is it music where it shows everything? No, we want to go to, I just want to go to his Full Bucket website. So maybe right like this. These are all synthesizers he has released that are all free. It's crazy stuff. Not all these are synthesizers, but I think they're all free still, right? So the FB77, another clone from the 80s. Oh, that's like the DW8000. Interesting. Okay. These are audio. Where do we go to? VST audio unit. So here we go. Here's all the plugins. So there's a lot here. Let's do this. I'll show you how quick it is to get something into Unify. Let's say we want to try out the audio VST of this. I used to sell the DW8000 at a music store in Seattle a long time ago. Let's see, did it download? Yep. So double click, install, continue, agree. I just want the VST3 and the audio unit, continue, install. Put this over here and done. Now, to add that to Unify, all you have to do is go to settings, plugins. I go down here to select plugin files to scan, VST3, and I have it set to the most recent ones to show up at the top, and I say FB7999. I also added the FB02, which is his Yamaha FB01 emulator. So just like that, I can say 7999, and now we have a DW8000. Let's see, waveform simulation. Oh, is there an arpeggiator on? Oh, you know what? I have this on my string thing with the MIDI box playing. So turn. There we go. Great sounding stuff. He's prolific. The guy is a legend as far as patches. I want to go to the programs. So this is available. It's great stuff. He does really impressive. And then the FB02, which is also available now. FB02. This is your FB01 FM. And does nice noisy FM pianos. So you can add that to Unify super easily, as well as all the other ones that are there. Yeah, so lots of good stuff. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you can load DW8000 patches into his DW8000 emulator. For those that have saved onto their patches. We sold a lot of these in Seattle. I was in my 20s. It's before I used to work at a music store in Seattle. We sold Akai. In fact, there's a video that's out right now on the Akai AX60. Whether it's a classic or not, and of course it is. As a single oscillator, but it was a huge analog oscillator that just sounded so good. A big VCO in the Akai AX60. And we sold we sold both the DW8000 as well as the Poly 800. Then the Prophecy came out, we sold that. Sold lots of synthesizers there. So yeah, well, I think this about wraps up. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for joining us for this live stream. We do this every Saturday. Some of these demos didn't go as well as I would have liked. Sorry about that. I apologize. I'm not sure. Download the demos. The Savant IM90 is actually a really, really cool effect. So please check that out. He has $100 off its price right now. So it's great savings. Be aware of that. It's really cool. Yeah. So shout outs. Where are you guys at in the world? Let's, I did find the link early discussion. Of course. My pleasure. Always happy to be here for you guys. Shout out from Eagle, Idaho. Yes, we'll have to wear my, yes. I actually have a party on Sunday I'm going to where I bought I found a really ugly sweater. It's pretty bad. So we'll be, maybe I'll wear it for a minute. I might, we'll see. Helsinki, Canada, eh? Yeah, man. And we got Switzerland, we got Japan, Kasaka-san. Always good to see you, my friend. Thank you. Oh my gosh, we're in New Zealand, Virginia, Germany, the UK, Ontario, Belgium. I love it. I love seeing all the countries involved, and it's like we're just this global group of people that love to get together. It's awesome. I appreciate all of you being here. We'll have more updates on Ice Dreams next week. Can't wait to show you where we are with the library. It's shaping up to be a really special library. It's exclusive. It's exclusive to Unify 2 because of all the capabilities and Guru Sampler 2 that we're using for stuff. So you need to own Unify 2. Please grab that update. It's $69 to update, $149 for this amazing ability to play with your plugins in unique ways that you can't do anywhere else. We hear all the time people saying, well, I can do this in my DAW. And it's like, well, you can to a certain point, but you can't take, let's say I wanted to take this mallet sound and then quickly just add, let's add like maybe a breath effect and a pan flute and then a complete patch which has multiple layers. Can't do that anywhere else on the planet. It's just this kind of power I'm glad it exists is all I can say. I'm very, very thankful that I got the opportunity to be the one to do it because I would have hoped somebody would be able to do this, and I'm thrilled it was me because I've always dreamed of playing with plugins in really cool, creative ways. Coming from working on different synthesizers that had combination and multi-modes where you layer sounds and so forth. And it's always so clunky, and you have to do things very carefully, and now you're sharing polyphony with the same pool of notes. Here, every layer is its own entity with its own voices, its own effects, everything. So the power is just undeniable, right? Yeah. Oh, wonderful second advent to you guys. Yes. Henry, the music maker, make sure you check out his channel and subscribe. He's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So he has done more videos on Unify 2 than anybody but maybe me. And maybe he's done more than me. Really appreciate you, Henry. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We'll be here again next week. We'll do this again. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a very creative week. Stay safe. It's getting chilly and icy out there and stuff like that. So, that is cool. I love. Yeah, that's really, really cool. All right. Thank you again for joining. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your week. Take care. Bye-bye.